and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147, and it's time to get my weekly, currently, section of Heaven and Earth design done. As you will have seen last week, it looked like we started to get the middle of this, or the beginning of this arch. Looks like we have the peak of that coming into this section, which should be fun, should give us some sort of different colours along with. Let me just get that rolled up a little bit just so I can get in as close as I can. I like to have my tablet, if I can, centred to the piece that I'm working on, because that then allows me to feel as though I'm getting it sort of lined up. I'm using the blue tray that launches tomorrow. I thought let's use this lighter blue one, and it looks like I'm going to start off my first colour, and it will be the last of this colour by the looks of it. Oh, let me turn the sound off that computer. So we've got a couple of blues there. I'm itching to see if this is going to be the last of it. Yes, we have 4. So I have a new 0. Always nice to start with a new 0. Getting closer to finishing. It's like always getting just that little bit closer to finishing. This one I get to add one more. Looks like next time this will be completed. It'll be another one to mark off my little list. I can just see it down here. Can you see the green? And I've only got one left. So that's where it goes. And it's times like this that it's very tempting to peel that back and place it, but it will completely muck me up for next time. I do get to finish this one though as well. We are definitely on a mini roll with finishing colours off in this arch. So that's those 3, and then there is 3 over here, so I need to come 3 in from that side. I can't wait until I've got the 310 on here. I feel like it'll be so much easier to see where it is that I'm going. Is that right? 4 up, 2 across. Yes, another one done. So this arch is obviously getting rid of a couple, which is always good. These don't want to, there we go. Got a few escape artists not wanting to go away. Right, let's see if we end up with any more than 2 today. But I hope everybody is having an amazing week. As always, we always want an amazing week. Oh, yeah. I'm forgetting where I'm up to. Right, let's go to comments, questions. Let's get my next colour and then we'll go to comments. So, Mysterious Days. This is one of a couple of comments that were left from last week's WIP and Waffle. I got to most of them. There's just a couple I didn't get to. But Mysterious Day, she says she thinks she would get a poured glue canvas, restart and try a new experience of getting all the drills too. She says not only will that stop the colour difference issues, but it's also something new to share with your subscribers, which was also a driving force, I must say. You guys enable me enough, so I can be enabled with this just as much. She says personally she'd redo it. She says the glaring difference would drive her up the wall. So yes, I am going to restart. There has, somebody did, I think it was Denise, did post in the Facebook group as well of another supplier of drills on AliExpress. She's had personal experience with them and says that the drills are still as good a quality as Ever Moments, but they are cheaper. So that is also another one I will look out for. I haven't yet contacted Ever Moment in relation to their canvas. That is something that's sort of on my radar to do, but I haven't quite got there yet. But, you know, I have time in relation to this, so I'm not too worried. I don't, you know, I'd still probably get things sooner rather than later in the grand scheme of things. And if it wasn't for possibly picking up diamonds to go with my Heaven and Earth design canvas, the blank canvas, well, the canvas with the chart already on it, then I would have probably ordered already, because I'd rather have it in hand and here, but I haven't yet because I'm waiting for that. So I do still have plenty of time before this will be finished and I'll be sorting out the colours for my other one, though I could also possibly still sit there and work out what colours I'm likely to need for my other one. It's just not a project that I'm ready to tackle quite yet. So I'm just going to wait. Right, where's the next? We have another WIP and Waffle in between before Heaven and Earth design comments come again. Janita, she said, hi Rebecca. She said she thinks that I am so brave tackling such a big task. It is big, but plenty have done it. There are a few people that have finished. Somebody actually popped up in the Facebook group. They finished this design last week, I think it was. Yeah, they've actually finished the little dreamer's tree. So if you do want to see what it'll look like finished, hop over to the Facebook group. It is absolutely stunning image. It is so nice, and I'm very happy with, you know, the one that I have chosen to do. I also love the fact, say, that it is long but skinny, so I get, you know, the length and the size of it being a big painting, but because it's only thin, it's a lot easier to deal with. Jen says, as JR had only just been shot on Dallas, nobody knew. She said, hence the question, who shot you? Okay, so that's where it came from. I do have very brief memories as a child of the Who Shot JR with Dallas. I think my mum used to watch it. So yeah, I do know the sort of a thing about that. It just didn't go straight to it in my head. Streaks Me says, my Heaven and Earth design is looking amazing. Thank you. It's definitely getting there. She says she is ready to start hers, but she does need to find out how to prepare her blank canvas. She said, did you freehand draw the 10 by 10 grid lines, or do you carefully use a ruler so as not to stick to it? She said, can you tell that she is new to Heaven and Earth designs? So some blank canvases will come with the 10 by 10 grid already on it. However, mine hasn't. So I have actually freehand done it, because otherwise, as you say, I would end up sticking to the canvas. So the lines are not perfectly straight by any means. They are in no way straight, but they are enough. They are straight enough for me to be able to tell where it is that my 10 by 10 lines are. So yeah, if you look closely, there are definitely waves to it. The section underneath this actually hasn't been done yet, so that is how it comes. My line does extend just a little bit past for my down lines, and then I just draw sort of the two section and go just a little bit past each time I get a new section ready. So to get it ready, I pull back this, mark out 20, draw my lines on both up and down. Then I do put the cover paper back on and use a craft knife gently to cut the top paper so that it will all line up nicely. Luckily, I do have a long ruler that will go from one end to the other, so I don't have to do it in two sections either, which is extremely handy that I can do it all in one run. Doro B Punked says 1 minute into the video, she said, and it's me yelling at the screen as I placed the drills in the wrong spot. So if you remember last time, I placed 2 pink ones. In fact, I think it's these 2 here. 2 pink ones just a little bit too far to the right. I knew that there would be some of you that noticed, depending on whether you watch the screen or whether you're diamond painting along with these WIP Chats. But luckily I noticed it fairly early on to be able to grab it. She said she's sorry for that. Don't you worry. You shout away. Participation. Do it. She says, but she saw that I did correct the fault. She said the lighting looks a little better but clearer than before. She said keep up the good work. She likes the videos. Thank you. There's still a little bit of messing about that I can do with the lighting. I have the past couple of times that I've sort of filmed. I think it was last Sunday's WIP and Waffle, I did dull it just a little bit, and I think I dulled it a little bit during just before I did an unboxing as well, just to sort of see, you know, while I still want it to be clear, I don't want it to be that you put on my YouTube channel it's a bit blinding. It's not the look I'm going for. So yeah, it does seem to be working though, primarily. There are a couple more shadows, but I think I've got it to the point that they're not annoying shadows, you know, because there are shadows in everyday life. So I think it actually sort of grounds the picture a little bit more, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But thank you so much to everybody for leaving comments in relation to the lighting. I have reacted to a lot of them as I've gone along, just so that it's not the full topic of conversation for this week's WIP and Chats. I just need to scoot this a little bit so I can actually get my hand up the top. But I have read everybody's comments, and it is something I'm tweaking as we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where I'm sort of starting another little section. I actually need to go 2 across. There we go. No, because that then hits the top. So I've obviously gone too high up there. So let's take that one off. Pulling them off double-sided tape. Yeah, because that's supposed to join up with that one. Let's try that. There we go. That's actually correct. Sue says, now with your new ability to multi-place, she said you should be able to finish the mini pick in no time. That is something I might try with the smaller picture, because the drills will all be the same, because they'll be from the same supplier. That might be something that I give a go, is multi-placing on the miniature picture. At the moment, I don't multi-place on this because they are all spares. So even these blacks especially, there are a few different sort of sizes of them. And sometimes, you know, after placing a couple of really big diamonds, I do actually pick diamonds that are a little bit smaller to try and make them all fit. I hit the wrong thing, there we go. Every now and then it hits one that I've already done and tries to give me the option to undo. So yeah, if I find that I'm sort of escaping my square a little bit by placing too big a diamond, I will place a small one, which is nowhere near easy to do. No way easy to do with a multi-placer. Janita said it's looking great. Thank you, Janita. It's definitely getting there. It'll be quite nice to see this arch appearing in this section. Oh, that goes up to the same amount. And Diamond Sparkle Chase, she says she has just finished her Little Dreamers Tree Max Colours. So there we go. This is who popped it up in the Facebook group. She said, now to find a place to hang it. She said, that's going to be a challenge. Have a great day. She's now off to start Cosmic Trip. Cosmic Trip is a very different picture to Little Dreamers Tree. Cosmic Trip is absolutely gorgeous. I adored working on that picture. I'm actually really excited that I have, or by the time this video goes up, I will have finished my other little side project that I've been working on, that's been taking my diamond painting time. So I should be able to go back to working on my large paintings and go back to working on them according to what the decision wheel chooses. So we might see a little bit more of advancement on my Dreamers Design picture, which is so close to being finished. So incredibly close to being finished. Just got the last top row. And yeah, then it means I get to be excited to kit up another large picture again. It's so easy. You get excited finishing one, you get excited adding in another one. It's just all fun, is what it is. It's all fun. Right, I think that's my black done. That's definitely quite a chunk of that filled in now with black. Let's go off the black so it colours it all in. Oh, that's rubbish. I was trying to get a piece to get out of the tray and it's just a blob of trash. Now what I do want to do, because I have noticed there's quite a bit of 939, not so much this stuff in the middle, but this here, because 939 is a solid square, I often find that my eyes draw to it as though it's been filled in when it's actually not. So I'm going to grab my one with 939 in, and I'm actually going to sort of sneakily do my 939 so that I don't make a mistake going forward by you know, counting from where I think my diamonds are finished and done, and then counting across and realizing that my brain's told me 939 was finished when it actually wasn't. And it's only that one that it happens with, because it's a full shape. It doesn't happen with this dark circle one of 3371. Doesn't happen with that one, but it definitely happens with 939. So quite often if there's a lot of 939 on a painting, I will do it as the first colour to stop mistakes happening, because it did make me second guess when I was putting some of these blue ones. I did sort of have to really think about it before I placed them down. And I think we're going to have a lot of single colours in this arch, or at least low colours, so low numbers, big variety of colours in this arch. So I would much rather take the one out that I know causes me problems by just finishing it first, just sneaking it in there. Very close to having tipped out exactly the right amount of diamonds. I've got one extra. Right, so now they're all done. They won't cause me any problems. So let's put that case to the side for in a bit. And then I'll go back to where I was doing it in order. Bella, she says she has a clear pen. So this is in relation to resin and whether it yellows or not. Discussed last week. So Bella says she has a clear pen that she doesn't worry about. She leaves it out on a table that does get direct sunlight, and it hasn't yellowed yet. And she says she has had it for almost 4 years now. So maybe it is the type of resin as to whether it yellows. Because I know like phone cases and stuff can end up yellowing when you have a clear one. When I got my latest phone case, I definitely made sure that I didn't get a clear one. Because as much as I love the look of a clear one, I just don't like it when they turn yellow. And it happens so gradually that you don't always notice straight away. And then all of a sudden you go to change your screen protector and look at your case and go, oh, that's yak. Janita says that the painting she is working on at the moment is so confetti heavy. That can definitely be, it can be harder work. This one is confetti heavy. I think it's nice if you can have a change between the two. I'm lucky at the moment in the paintings that I'm doing, my sort of 3 that are on the go. I do have one that is pretty confetti. It's not one that I've kitted up on video yet. It's an upcoming kitting up. It's very confetti heavy, the one that I've got. But then my Dreamers Designs has sections that are a bit of both, a bit confetti and a bit not. And then my Mystery Diamond Art Club, that one is probably a bit more blocky. It's definitely still got a variety of colours, but they don't tend to dart all over the page. It tends to be a different block of something and then a block of another and then a block of another to make up the picture. So it's a nice variety at the moment. I'm enjoying it. So, sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I keep out the lighting stuff. Because Jess does say it is a little bit more shadowy, but she likes being able to sort of, you know, more of the desk is free, even if some stuff is sort of off screen. She says she does only look up sporadically due to, you know, doing her diamond painting at the same time. So she said she probably wouldn't have noticed if I didn't mention it. She said it's exciting to hear that you are packing the Advent already. She says for shipping in September. You say already. You have no idea how many of these things we have. It is quite a few hundred that we have. So it is going to take us all of August to pack. She says, how am I going to manage resisting the urge to peek inside early? Okay, I've got pointers for this one. So I understand that it is getting shipped out in effect quite early in relation to Christmas. There's been a lot of excitement for the Advent, just because I think because we seriously underestimated it last year. There's been a lot more, you know, people thinking they could possibly miss out this year, even though we have, like, you know, gone really big with the numbers to make sure that we cover everything and everyone that wants one. So that's the reason, in effect, the pre-order was released so early, was so that people could relax a bit and calm down a bit. But we do need to start shipping them in September, partly because we just don't have the space to store them all until, you know, October. And really, between September and October, if you're going to open it, that month isn't going to make much difference. Plus, we don't like holding on to pre-orders when we are able to send them out. It's actually, we're itching to start sending them out even now. But we do recognise that, you know, we're not going to be able to ship out everybody's, so we'd rather get them all packed so that when people start getting excited it's arriving, everybody can get excited, because some of them, of course, are going to other countries that will take a little bit longer. But my trick in relation to maybe prepping yourself to not open the Advent too early is maybe test yourself with other parcels that arrive. See if you can wait a couple of days before opening it. It does take a bit of getting used to. I used to open all my diamond paintings sort of, I'd open them at least to peek as soon as they arrived, even if I wasn't going to be able to unbox them for a few days. I would always be opening them just to have a quick look, and then, you know, not opening inside all the box and everything, but just having that initial look. Whereas now, I mean, my Dreamer Designs, my last lot of Dreamer Designs, the excitement was still there, but because I've conditioned myself now to not open them until I am ready to do the unboxing, it actually sat there for a couple of months until I was able to do the unboxing. So I've got really good at it that way. We have put stickers on the front of the boxes to say do not open till December 1st. Another new one. Oh, and we're going to get another one. We're going to be on 4 going to 0, all in this arch. So we've got this one as well. Yeah, your best bet is to find somebody who you can trust and pass it on to. That seems to be the favourite if you are one of those people that will want to mess and look, is find somebody you trust and just hand it over. Once it's been handed over to them and you know it is close to you but not in a cupboard in your own house, it will become easier to not think about. But you do sort of have to shut yourself off from it just a little bit and basically try and forget that it's there once the initial excitement of it arriving. Just take the excitement of it arriving, but don't take the excitement of peeking, because it is such fun to do it day by day. And I know I can say that because I know what's in them, but yeah, there's lots of little surprises in there that if you open it all at once, you don't get those separate little exciting pieces and surprises that we've got in there. You basically would get them all at once, and then that's it. It'll actually take away the excitement for some of them if you open them all at once. Not just because of the item that it is, but just because you'll already be excited. So you'll open something else, and even though you're excited about it, you're then still excited rather than have become excited. Does that help? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I'm just talking rubbish. Who knows? She does say she'll think she'll have to have someone hide it for her. Yes. Get somebody to hide it for you. And I think once you've done that, there is a certain level that you can then just switch off from it. You know, and know that you've got it. And maybe when it is shipped, maybe treat yourself to something else. Not necessarily from Add More Zest, though of course, feel free to treat yourself to something else from Add More Zest. But maybe treat yourself to something else. Doesn't even need to be diamond painting related. That will arrive around the same time. Or shortly after. And you can direct your excitement to that and get your advent hidden by somebody. Elizabeth, she says, hiya. She says she hopes that we're all doing great in the summer heat. Over here in England, we don't have the summer heat. In the whole of the UK, we don't have the summer heat. We have storm warnings. Not so much here up north, but down south I've had storm warnings this just gone weekend. But I know Europe is experiencing a lot of heat. We've basically got all the rain from all the moisture that's been sucked up in Europe. Due to the heat, it's all been spat all over the UK. But yeah. She says she was wondering about the drills. She says, do you see or feel the difference whether it's acrylic or resin drills on your Heaven and Earth design painting? She says she's planning to do one in 2024 and she'll wonder if she has to separate her drills. She says best wishes from Norway. Whether they are resin or acrylic, not so much. I don't notice, I couldn't tell you which ones are resin and which ones aren't. Though I could possibly tell you by the nice drills. So there are ones that do feel a little bit nicer than the others. This colour, for example, has quite a few what I would call nice drills, nice square drills, fit in the sections really nice. If they go in a place that are surrounding other nice drills, they clip together quite nicely. So they're probably more the resin than the acrylic, but they may not be. In relation to the whole overall picture, no. I'm not particularly noticing any difference between, I couldn't point out to you where the resin are compared to the acrylic. Resin drills generally are nicer to work with. But again, sometimes you can still get some, even resin drills that are just not quite as nice in shape uniformity. As some others. Oh, another one. 796. Only have one of these left in the painting. It's kind of good that I'm not dekitting as I go along, because I'd have a ton of diamonds to put away today and I don't have the time. So yeah, 796 is also gone. I wonder if somebody's keeping a tally, because I'm not. I can't remember if it's 5 or 6 or even 4 that I've finished now. I would not sit there and split all my diamonds though. I wouldn't sit and split them. I think that would be incredibly tedious. Potentially, if you can tell the difference when you start working on it, say maybe diamonds that you go, actually I prefer these, then you could possibly fish out the ones you prefer out of your tray over the others. But yeah, I wouldn't sit there and split them. I'd buy replacement drills before I did that, because that just sounds far too tedious. I wouldn't mind doing it for about an hour, but it wouldn't take an hour. It would take a lot longer than that, and I don't think it could, yeah, I don't think I could entertain that for much longer. Jen Jam says, just wondering if I could do a video when I order the canvas and drills. I will definitely do sort of maybe more of an explanation of how I've worked out what I've needed and what size to get, and any other key points in relation to ordering. I might try and do it as sort of a 2-part video, but that's put into one. So I might try and film an explanation of what I've done, but then not actually tag on to the end of that video when they've arrived, and put it all up as one video. Just so that it's a one-spot information point for people to be able to see how the diamonds have arrived and all that. I'll see what I can do. I will definitely pop it in my would like to see, would be good to do section of YouTube. And yeah, do it that way. Kathy says she turned 55 in July. She said her mum, who actually passed in 1989, and her older sister used to call her Kathleen or Kathy when she was younger, and she hated it. So this is from Catherine. She says, when the man who was married to my mum came to town to visit her older sister, when she was about 13, he went to the county she was in and got her birth certificate. When he handed her the envelope, he turned round to her and said, I filled out your birth certificate, so I know your legal name and it's not Kathleen, which she didn't like being called. She said her birth certificate showed her legal name was what she always thought. And her papa said he had deliberately changed her name because he liked it better and had more uniqueness from her twin's name. Oh, and her mum and older sister were so angry, but she secretly celebrated because she didn't like the name Kathleen. Well, that's one way to get your name changed, isn't it? I can see why her mum's angry. I can also see why she's pleased, but I could see why her mum was angry. Especially if somebody decided to change the name without letting you know. Eek, at least it all worked out in the end for the better. And you got the name that you wanted. Or at least a different name to the one you didn't like. Kim, she says, even though I zoom in on when I'm doing my Heaven and Earth design, not as much as I do when I'm doing other paintings, because I try and keep both the screen and the diamond painting in. She says she also zooms in on her iPad so she can see the symbols clearly after doing all that zooming. She says she doesn't even see the shininess of the drills, which you can see initially because of the lighting. She says, thanks for the entertaining WIP and Waffle. She says she loves it like always. Oh, thank you so much. I do really enjoy doing these WIP and Waffles. It's my time with my friends. Amy said, when my Heaven and Earth design from last week went up, she was non-stop from like 2 till 2, folding of beds and all that, ready for when she's moving. Moving is a very, very busy time. Good time, but busy time. I can imagine. It's packing for a trip on steroids, isn't it? It's time for a good clear out though, if you can. Alexandra, she says, hi Rebecca. She says she wonders if anyone has spoken to Heaven and Earth Design about doing charts specifically charted for diamond painting. She says, for those of us here in the Southern Hemisphere, she said, shipping from European and American companies is prohibitively expensive, as their South African postal service is a non-functional catastrophe. Non-functional catastrophe is a very true word to be said about South African, the South African postal service. It is awful. She says they have no local companies that carry licensed artwork. She says sourcing a blank gridded canvas and drills locally is luckily quite simple. So in relation to their canvases or their charts, which of course you can download, which makes it accessible wherever you are in the world, even though they are, they market for cross stitch, there is no reason you can't do any of them for diamond painting. So what is it that you are wanting them maybe to offer? Is it more smaller ones? I do feel they've done quite a few more that are classed as a mini version. So like the black and white one that I'll be restarting next year. They have brought out more minis or quick stitches, which is, the quick stitch is more a smaller section of a large picture. They've brought out definitely more of them since diamond painters have been using the charts. I can't think of anything else that they could do to make it more diamond painting friendly. So I just have a look at the charts that are mini or quick stitch. So quick stitch are still as complicated, but they're like a smaller section of a big picture. And then you've got your mini versions, which are still fairly big. I don't know that they could do charts that were even smaller, but maybe you could see if that's something that they have plans to do. But yeah, any cross stitch chart, potentially any cross stitch chart you could do as a diamond painting. Doesn't even have to be a Heaven and Earth design. There are other companies that do cross stitch charts. You will need to check that they're licensed, but there are definitely other companies that do them. You just need to make sure that they're full stitch and don't have a load of back stitch. And provided they're like that, the world's your oyster. Cross stitch has been going for years and years and years, and while some of them do have back stitch, not all of them do. Heaven and Earth Design is a go-to because they're all full stitch patterns. I don't think they do any that aren't. But yeah, I wouldn't think you'd need anything different than what they already offer. Anne-Marie, She said she loves the lighting. She also said she agrees with the person who said that there are loads of different people on YouTube, but she also comes on daily and goes to my page first. Oh, thank you. And more often than not, there'll be a video for you. She said she needs to be in the mood to watch other pages. She said, but she always watches mine daily. She said she's glad that I decided to get a new canvas and start again in the new year. She says, being kind to yourself. She said it would have been a lot of work to start it this year. Yes, and that's often my problem, is I just want to go head first into the project. Let's go. And yeah, I'm trying to be kinder to myself and rein some things back a little bit. She says she loves the fact that I have gifted the other canvas to Anna, and given her the chance to do a heaven and earth design. She says have a fab weekend, and she can't wait for the launch items video. Well, that one of course has been up now. We are now 1 day away, 1 and a bit depending on what time you're watching this, day away from launch for August. There is a lot of interest in the mega tray. I am printing them like crazy, as many as possible, but of course once the orders come in and we know the exact numbers for each colour, we will then concentrate on getting them all out in the order that they were ordered. The order they were ordered, to make sure that everybody that wants a mega tray can get one. But they are a stock item, so they are something that will be about in the basic colours for a long time, so you do all have time to grab one. Sorry, that Denise just commenting in relation to the lighting. Definitely seems to be liked, and I think I've actually got to the end of the Heaven and Earth design comments before I've even finished. Oh my goodness me, what am I going to waffle about now? It sort of didn't end on a topic that I can waffle about. It's because a lot of you have commented. There has been just as many, if not more, comments than there normally is on my Heaven and Earth design videos, but a lot of it has been on the lighting, which is now a reduced percentage of, intensity than it was originally. So hopefully it's still working out for everybody. I'm still sort of getting used to it and keep trying to compare it against loads of different things. But yeah, it's definitely given me more space on the desk, which is exactly what I need. Did I get that one? I did. I just didn't mark it off. So I have another 100 and odd stitches. This arch is very full of colour. It seems to be a lot more colourful. I mean, maybe some of these ones that are coming up will be a little bit more subdued, but it definitely seems quite bright in its colours. So maybe it'll get more muted in a minute. 987, is that in here? It is. This is a symbol that reminds me of the Take That symbol. If anybody is of that era that is watching now, the band Take That. Oh, I don't know if it will focus, but it's got a normal way up T and then an upside down T. Just always reminds me of that. It's a symbol that makes me smile. This letter H one, I'm sure this has had like 20, 30 different diamonds left for what feels like an eternity, but I keep feeling like I'm placing them down every 2 minutes. It's that one colour that I feel like it's everywhere, but the numbers have never been high enough for it to be everywhere. It's like, why are the numbers only like in the 20s, yet I feel like I'm placing it all the time. Here we go. See, we're getting a bit more purple now. This whole arc is a mixture of purple and green. Very much mixed in. Where are we? There we go. Oh, that's what I'll let you know. We have very recently, oh hang on, save the memory card. Yeah, we are probably very late to the party, but we have just recently got an air fryer. Megan is loving it. Megan does the bulk of the cooking in our house. She actually enjoys it most of the time. Of course, not all the time. I don't think anybody enjoys that whole got to make the meal all of the time, but she enjoys it most of the time. She did some bulk prep meals the other week for the slow cooker primarily, because we would be doing putting together the Advent, or at least I'm primarily putting together the Advent. Megan is finalising quite a few other things for September, and I keep throwing new ideas at her as well. So she keeps getting distracted with all these new ideas I keep throwing at her. But yeah, she is, well, we're really liking it. It's really quick. There's one thing that we really enjoy as sort of a lunch type / a snack. Tends to vary. It's a lunch or a snack, really. And that is some duck spring rolls that you can get frozen. With, and I think it's hoisin sauce she brings in for us to dip them in. Oh, we are so loving them. But they normally take 15 to 20 minutes in the oven. And of course you've got to preheat. They take 8 minutes in the air fryer. Straight from frozen, straight in the air fryer. 8 minutes later, we're snacking on duck spring rolls. Very, very nice. So yeah, we are enjoying that recent purchase. They're not small. They do take up a fair amount of space, but she definitely thinks it's worth it. And I can't argue, because I get duck spring rolls more often than not, because they're so quick to cook. We've also had, you know, even things like we had chicken the other day with steak chips, the proper thick stodgy chips, what the Americans will call steak chips. They're even thicker than our chip shop chips. And yeah, she was able to layer a couple of them up, and we've got the dual one that you can set to match. So if one thing cooks in, say one thing cooks in 10 minutes and one thing cooks in 20 minutes, you can pop them both in and tell it that you want them to both finish at the same time, and therefore it will start cooking one, and then 10 minutes in it will start cooking the second item as well, so they both finish at the same time. Another 0. Who's keeping count? That's another one down. Another one bites the dust. Let's see if we get any more of these blues actually. Got quite a few blues here that are only one. Okay, we're not getting that one. Or that one. Or that one. Okay, maybe not then. Maybe we're not going to get any of those. It's kind of worth a try. I'm not using my battery that lasts the whole WIP and Waffle either. So I've seen it's flashing at me. I keep expecting it to turn off on me any moment. But my decent battery's not yet charged. That's another thing I need to do, is order some replacement batteries. It's probably just because I've been using them for so long. Because I've had this camera for a good while now. So I'll probably just need to get a couple of fresh batteries, and then I won't have to fight with which one is actually gonna last me a full video, a full WIP and Waffle. I'm fine when it comes to unboxing and things. They'll all last at least 40-50 minutes. They just don't like lasting longer than that. And that's often WIP and Waffle territory. Where's my next colour? This is another one. One of them. It's still got 40. And I bet there will all be one at a time. Just sneak one in and then wait. Oh, a lot more purple. Maybe we'll get rid of some of these other colour blues down here. Get in a few more purples. These have primarily all been mixed in with the blossom, but now they seem to have come into this arch. There's quite a bit of purple and green and a bit of yellow. It's pretty though. It's a pretty arch. Have we got any of these? Oh, we got another one with the Z, what do you want to call it? Got another 0 coming up for whoever's keeping tally, because I've not. Another one bites the dust, and another one. This one is also going to bite the dust. 2 little blues. I reckon I'd have definitely been able to get rid of a case by now if I'd have been taking them out. Not getting rid of that other one yet though. 3, 8, 4, 7. Oh, a bit more green up here at the top. At least a greeny blue. Oh no, it is green. I thought it looked a bit more blue when I grabbed hold of it, but no, it's definitely a bit more green. Bit more green than blue. Let's get those in. Oh, I know what else I can discuss. A purchase I was forced to make. I say forced. That's quite harsh. Hank, you know who you are. Hank posted the other day on Facebook in relation to a white Christmas image that was purchased from Dreamer Designs. And she stated how it was very, very similar to the cross stitch I did. The one that I fell in love with, that was sort of a very, again, whitey, neutrally type Christmas image that I did in a cross stitch over the course of 2 years, because diamond painting is still my first love. And it was quite a complicated pattern as well. It definitely needed breathers in between. And yeah, tagged me in the post, and oh my goodness me, it is gorgeous. So if you've not seen it, I'm going to pass on the enabling to say go and check out White Christmas at Dreamer Designs, because it is absolutely stunning. And yeah, I ended up making a purchase. I'm trying to get my stash down. However, I am not telling myself I cannot have paintings that I absolutely adore in my stash, and that is one that I absolutely adore. So it is going in my stash, and I will not feel guilty for it. It's happening. How soon I'll do it, I'm not sure. It will depend how quick it arrives and how quick I get to unbox it, whether I decide it will be sneaked in to be done early, though I feel like I'm doing that quite a bit lately. So it may be that I pop it into my decision wheel and into my general stash, because I am going to have a work through my stash very soon, and pull out some things for December giveaway. I'm going to do a huge giveaway in December, like lots of mini giveaways, should I say, not huge. I'd rather spread the love than just give one person loads. So yeah, I'm going to do lots and lots of different prizes in December, and I'm going to 1 diamond away from finishing, and my battery went. I knew it was going to. I didn't expect it to cut it so fine, and it resets my zoom, but there is no point in zooming back in for the sake of 1 diamond. But let's actually mark that one off. 600 finished today. Oh, next section is actually a lot of 939 and black. Apart from that little corner, that is all 939 and black. So I think next time, if I don't get to do this through the week, but yeah, next one I think I will do the 939 and the black, and then we'll go hunting to fill the gap and finish off this pretty little arch. But yeah, there's a lot of colour in that, isn't there? What was I saying? Yes, so White Christmas, go and have a look. Absolutely stunning image. There has been a few images. I think Diamond Art Club have released a couple of Christmas images. There was a really nice one that they had up the other week with their Christmas releases, and it was nice. I liked it as, you know, as an image. I was like, oh, that's so pretty, but it didn't grab me with that wow factor. So because I'm trying to be good with my stash, I didn't buy it. But the Dreamers Designs one did grab me with that wow factor, so I bought it. So I thought I'll let you all know, just in case it ends up going out of stock, or if you're not on the Facebook group, feel free to go and check that out. I did get another space painting as well that my hubby actually likes. I picked that up as well because why not? But yeah, I'll have the unboxing video up for that once it's arrived, but it's only just been ordered. Anyway, that is this done for today. Where is pen? We'll mark that one off. Very close to hitting the 900. In fact, that 900 section will be really quick, so I might try and get that done. We'll see. Who knows? It's crazy week at the minute. I don't want to commit to getting a boring section done and coming back with something a little bit more interesting. But yeah, very, very close to the end. There's the end. So somewhere there should be enough. I'm not doing the dreaded count to check that there is enough. But there should be. I have just lost a diamond out of here somewhere, so I'm going to stick that on the side, because I'm guessing that's come out of some of this blossom somewhere up here. But I tag all my spare diamonds to the side, so I fill all the gaps later when I roll it all out. But anyway, thank you all so much for joining me for this WIP and Waffle. Have an amazing week, and I'll speak to you all again soon.